Hello everybody, my name is Alyssa and welcome to my YouTube channel. For the first stint of this YouTube channel, we're going to be working on a course from Paint Academy, which I highly recommend. It's been a joy to do so far. So it's this 2D, 3D stylization course. It's taught by, I hope I get the name right, Ulysses Verhassel. I'm so sorry if I got your name wrong. He's an artist whose work I've really admired for a long time, has worked on many IP that I just love. I'm just a fan. The point of this 2D, 3D stylization course is to learn Blender, which granted, I know, but I am self-taught and I'm thinking maybe a professional who uses this in the workflow, I could probably learn a thing or two from. And I would love to see Blender utilized in a 2D workflow. I've kind of made my own amalgamation of a workflow with Blender in my own 2D pieces, but I'm looking forward to seeing how like a professional does it and actually like seeing the workflow firsthand and taught through the layout of the class. So that's what we're gonna jump in first. You'll see some more of this later in videos to come. We're just getting started. But I'm in the midst of moving. This isn't my bedroom. This is actually in my in-laws' house because my husband and I are about to move across the US after Christmas, literally 2 days after Christmas. So life is a mess. Alas, that's a story for another time. But in the midst of the moving, I'm starting to record and I've already done the first assignment. So here's what I've done first. And I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Is there room for improvement? Yes. Considering this is my first time doing a stylization exercise, I think there's a lot of success in this piece. And of course with everything, stuff I can learn and make better next time. So let's talk about that. I really enjoy the shapes. I think there's some I enjoy the shapes particularly in the sky. I think there's some real dynamism in the clouds that I want to bring over to my other pieces. I've definitely learned, and I knew this before, edges are my weak spot. I need to work on edges in paintings. Hard edge, soft edge, whatever. I don't know why, it's my enemy. I need to get over this mental hump with it. My values aren't bad. I think I can stress my values more, push them more to make the image a bit more interesting, maybe group them a bit better into larger sections. Again, not bad, but values, I mean, everyone can always push their values more, right? I feel like that's something every artist ever can say. So we'll move forward to our next paintings. We're gonna do 2 more in this style, and we'll see if we can take some of what I learned in this first piece to the next 2. I'll throw up some speed paints for you to watch. You can see my next 2 pieces entirely from start to finish, and I'll talk a bit about my process and what I think worked and what I think didn't. So now let's jump into the speed paint.
So let me explain the assignment a little bit. This class is all about stylization. So this assignment, being the first one, is meant to break any habits you have about painting. It's meant to push your ability to observe as an artist, and we're only meant to record absolutely necessary information, right? And eliminate all noise from a photo reference that we've picked. As far as rules go, we're only allowed to work in 5 values, and we are allowed 1 hard brush. There's no lasso tool, and for the most part, no other brushes. I'll kind of get to that stuff in a second, but really we're working with basic values and a round hard brush, like the default one in Photoshop. You'll see in the beginning, I'm starting with a quick block in. This will be followed by another pass or 2 of sketches. I do it a little differently each time depending on what the picture and reference actually calls for. I'll then begin to block in larger light and dark values. I typically go in 1 light, 1 dark, representing each of the 2 major values, and then from there I go in and refine within those said larger values. those steps are done, which is the bulk of the work, I would say, of a piece, you start to see I will bring out the lasso tool. I really just use the lasso tool for selections with masking, which is part of what Ulysses recommends doing with this exercise as part of his workflow. And this is really mostly done just to keep the painting clean, you know, and not too messy whenever you start looking at the brush marks. At the end of the piece, we're allowed to use a soft brush of sorts. This is mostly just to adjust edges and such. I use it a lot for pushing mountains back into atmospheric perspective, because as I've said, I am still learning how to do my soft edges, and this has made that apparent. You'll see a lot of trial and error in these paintings. I really didn't want to cut anything out, so you will see at the end quite a bit of noodling and paint over stuff I ended up not being very happy with, which that might seem a bit redundant. I could have edited it out, but I know I really like seeing that sort of thing in an artist's paintings. It makes me feel a bit better because I know that's just a reality when it comes to painting, and maybe it would be helpful for some of you all to see, especially in a sort of real-time fashion. Like in this piece, I basically do a complete paint over of the sky because I realize I got lost in the plot, especially with my edge work, so I just did a paint over and I'm much happier with it at the end. I think what happened was I lost track of the read of the shapes and started getting too distracted in the details of the clouds, and I wanted to make it more cohesive and read as a whole, which I think ended up making quite an improvement on the area, and I ended up much happier with it by the end. But now I'll just leave you to the rest of the speed paint, and I hope you enjoy. See you at the end. Hello, we're in a new space now. This is where I do all of my digital painting. It's my work desk. It's where I also stream, hence the mic. I hope the audio is better now. I have my painting pulled up in front of me, finished it a day or two ago, so let's talk about it. This one's definitely more successful to me. I think I ran with a lot of the lessons I learned from the last painting, brought them into this one, and I think it's more effective. The focal points read better. Your eye is drawn exactly where I want it to go, and I think in the order I want it to be in too. So that's a huge success. The edge work is generally better and helps read material. I still think I'm figuring out soft edges, but also this might not be the best subject matter to test soft edges with. I mean, clouds are one thing, but like trees and rocks, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with what I've done. As someone who also normally relies heavily on texture brushes or like leaf brushes, that kind of thing, I'm happy. Let's get to the final of the paintings. It's going to be another mountainscape, so I'll see you in the speed paint. All right, voiceover, Alyssa is back. I don't have as much to say this time because the exercise is exactly the same as the previous one, so you'll see my process is also very similar. You'll see I suffered from some of the same problems of getting caught up in minutia of detail and then going back at the end and doing a big paint over to get the larger relationships and the big reads fixed, particularly when it comes to a value read. And all in all, I ended up pretty happy with this one too. Very glad I went back to do that. I'd say after this lesson, I'm definitely more comfortable simplifying mountains than I was before, and I'm hoping to take these lessons with me into the future. I feel like I'll forget to say this later in the video, but please let me know if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me. I'd be more than happy to help you out on your art journey too. And I don't really think I have too much else to add to this one, so I will let you get to the rest of the speed paint. See you at the end.
We finished the first week of assignments. Looking at all 3 of them, super proud, and I feel like each one shows a bit of progress, which is awesome. That's all you can ask for when you do something like this. I can say after working on this for, well, it's been longer than a week because I've been moving. But I can say working on this class and at least this one lesson, I have already learned so much. I could say as of right now, I do recommend this, but I can't wait to jump into the rest with you here. Whenever I take a class, I aim for leaving a lesson or the course feeling more knowledgeable and more confident in my painting abilities. And so far, I feel that. I feel that after this week, so let's hope it keeps going that way. Future videos are going to revolve around completing this class in the short term, but I have so much planned for this channel. If you enjoyed this kind of video, please like and subscribe. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this process. I hope you stick around and maybe see what else I come up with in the future. If you're interested in seeing any more, I also stream art and games on Twitch. I'm also starting to post a bit more on Instagram. That information will be in the description below. I'm so excited about the forward momentum I have going, and I just can't wait to share it with you and hopefully find people that also really enjoy it and maybe get something out of it too. I can't thank you enough for watching, and thank you for making it this far into the video. Wishing you all the best, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.